Welcome back to Sweet Simplicity Mom. My name is Sarah, and this is part 2 to our reorganization, decluttering video where we were moving some things around. In the last video, you saw us move the homeschool books into the house and the board games into the rec room. And now we have to get this storage unit cleaned up, or storage area cleaned up. I'm not sure if it's all going to happen today, but the kids have finished lunch and they are watching a movie, and so I'm going to work for a little while out here. And I think the first thing I need to do is decide what can go into that closet space where the board games were. I'm kind of thinking that maybe I can put shoes there, or maybe even winter coats, because something that I'm not going to have to access a lot, winter coats would probably be a good idea. And that would free up some shelf space to be able to get some of these totes up off the floor. So let me show you what it's looking like now, and hopefully there'll be, as my husband would say, noticeable improvement by the time that we're done. So here is the storage room. Like I said, the stuff that's over here is things that we don't mess with so much. Some keepsake things, some paint, some tiles, garden things, and then fabric and craft supplies. And so we won't really mess with that. This is party and holiday supplies, birthday party decorations, like the big bowls for chips and stuff when we have parties. So I don't know if I'll mess with that much. But this is all things that have come into our lives recently. That gingerbread boy needs to go into there. This and this are like BB gun targets that my husband made for 2 of our boys for Christmas. This is all stuff that needs gone through. There's some things down there. I think this whole thing is shoes. And then everything else is mostly sorted in here. It's by child. And you can't really see the labels. They're all on the ends. Maybe I ought to get a piece of paper or something and label them this way. But there's just a lot in this small space. The opening from like this wall to that wall, I would guess, is maybe 10 feet. And then it's probably 8 feet or so that direction. This is the closet area where the board games were. This cradle was my grandfather's when he was a baby, and then I used it as a baby, and then all my kids have used it as a baby. So it's just in there. There's like a rocking horse that Dan's grandpa made that needs repaired. Bubble wrap from when we used to sell eBay stuff. And this is mostly just containers in there. But then we have these 2 shelves that we can put stuff on, and we can turn totes this way and they'll stick out, but it's deep enough that it'll still support it. So I need to do something with that instead of letting it take up space. And the reason that we have to get this cleaned up is because we have food storage that needs a place to be. I had showed you guys in the other video, this is food storage. This is empty buckets, like stacked together, and ice cream buckets inside, and extra canning rings. One of these buckets, maybe this one, is all canning supplies like pectin and pickling spice, like tomato sauce packets, you know, like the Mrs. Wages type things. But then the rest of this is food. And then the food that was in the house is all of these that needs to find a home. This is empty. This one's empty except for scrub water that we were cleaning with. We need to get that emptied out. And these buckets are all empty too. So we need to get a place for them. One thing I've found with especially the big buckets is that they will stick together. So I need to put something small inside it so that they have a lip and they don't get stuck together. But first we're going to work on that storage room and get something moved into that closet And then we still have other things out here that need to go into the bins in there. So we're making a little bit of progress here. In this cubby, I put hunting gear, rubber muck boots. This is tall boots, like riding boots for women. There's a couple of boots that were given to us, tights, and then snow boots all along this bottom part, and like big heavy work boots. And then I've been working on these totes, getting them labeled so I can see them without turning them. But I just keep thinking, if I would move to Florida or somewhere warm, I wouldn't have to store so much stuff. In Western Maryland, we definitely have 4 distinct seasons. And so that means a lot of seasonal things. This is all winter coats. This is all winter coats. This is hats and gloves. There's a tote down there of snowsuits. And then, of course, all of our boots. But we're not moving anytime soon, so I guess we have to just continue to store it. So here is the storage room now. It's done. There's a few empty bins here. And then everything is labeled and put away. Okay, buddy. And then this section here, we're going to bring in buckets and put them there. So that's the next step. So then we'll have this little space cleared out, and the bins that are over here that don't have a home can go there. There it is. All the buckets put where they go. And labeled so we know what's in them. So we just have to sweep this room and get those bins moved over, and then finish cleaning up the rec room. Shouldn't take long. Almost done. Yay. Well, it's not perfect, but it's better. I call this room done. This room done. Now we just have to do this room. Okay guys, it's been a couple days and I apologize for the way I look. It is so hot and muggy today. But we did finish up getting the rec room clean and organized for the most part. So before I end this video, I thought I would just go ahead and show you what it is looking like right now. So I'm going to show you that and we will end the video there. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you in the next one. Bye. You saw this in the last one, but this is our game section, our game shelves now. And like I said, there's still some school stuff up here a little bit. That shelf kind of fell a little bit, but it's okay. And then all of the games, there's some sidewalk chalk and a few more school things. This box is just stuff that needs to go in the house. I haven't gotten there yet. And you know, this is real life. It's not perfect. It's just looking a lot better. I have some garlic drying here. I pulled the first 2 bulbs and they weren't quite as big as I'd like, and I think they could still fill out a little bit. So, but they're there drying, and whenever I dig the rest of them, we'll just bring them in here. So this is what this side of the room is looking like. Like I said, it's not perfect. It's just an extra space for our family to use. It's a blessing to us to have this area where a couple people can just kind of get away and spend some time, you know, apart from everybody. Eventually we will get rid of this little table, but for now it's okay. And this is what the rest of it is looking like. So it's all clean and tidy and ready for our family to enjoy it.